Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 6. On this occasion, we would like to present about lesson plan. But before that, let's introduce our group members. The first is Silvy Indriani. The second is Amalia Maulidina. And the last is Awliya Syifa Rohana. There are 5 subtopics that we will discuss. The first is definition of lesson plan, the important aspects of lesson plan, the function of lesson plan, how to create lesson plan, and the implementation of lesson plan in speaking skills. Alright, let's go to the first subtopic, definition of lesson plan. Lesson plans are preparation for teaching that is developed based on the teacher's view of the right process for student expectations and the curriculum. It was explained that the lesson plan is a teaching and learning process developed by the teacher based on the student's needs through observation and related to the core curriculum. If a teacher does not assess the needs, interests, abilities of students, student learning styles, and curriculum objectives, it is ensured that the preparation of the lesson plan is not running optimally or not effective. In addition, lesson plans are explained as procedures and learning management to achieve basic competencies that are regulated in competency standards and enlarged in the syllabus. It can be assumed that there are several activities and organizations developed by the teacher in the lesson plan to achieve the appropriate curriculum-based competencies. Activities related to work procedures made by teachers in developing lesson plans, such as setting learning objectives, methods, indicators, and materials.
Aspect of lesson plan. According to Brown 2001, although there is no standard format for lesson plan, it is agreed that there are several important elements in the lesson plan, including the first, goals. Goals, according to Richard, is a general change that is expected to be achieved by students when completing a course or program and is derived from a need analyzed carried out to identify the information need related to student. Second, objective. Objectives are meaningful about what the teacher wants students to achieve at the end of the lesson. This means that the teacher takes the idea of describing student learning outcome where students must be able to show their performance. Third, activities. In accordance with the implementation of theme-based teaching, there are several different characteristics in learning activities, like Cameron's 2001, responsibility to student, introduction of new vocabulary item, theme-based learning outcomes, regular monitoring of teachers, and oral production. Moon 2000 also has several other important principles that need to be considered before designing learning activities. Among these principles are concert to abstract, receptive to productive skills, personal to impersonal, and control to less control. Fourth, media. According to Wright, 1989 revealed that there are 3 principles in the use of media, namely practicality, stability, and effectiveness. According to Wright, the media itself needs to be prepared or obtained and easy to use and operate in a classroom setting, so that it can be meaningful, attract children's attention, and can help improve children's ability to understand. 5. Assessment. In the assessment aspect used in the lesson plan, the assessment principle is used as proposed by Cameron 2001. That first, the assessment must be able to measure what is formulated about what and how well students demonstrate certain action verbs. Second, assessment should be congruent with activities and use familiar activities from their classroom experience. Finally, assessment for students needs to be viewed from a learning perspective centered on social interaction. So, the assessment should be more focused to be done in group work or through oral assessment. Function of lesson plan. The function of lesson plan is important because it helps the teacher in ensuring that the daily learning activities that take place in the classroom provide a level of student progress in the long term, sufficient to reach the targets outlined in their scope and sequence, as well as their individual education.
And the next is how to create a lesson plan. According to magician, before creating a lesson plan, there are several things that should be considered of. There are who are the students, knowing the students, what made the student learn. First, who are the students? Before you can write an effective lesson plan, you need to really know your students. This includes information such as their interest, ability levels, whether they work whether independently on or in groups, and special needs that may require lesson tweaks, and their background. And second, knowing the students. Knowing your students' prior knowledge of a subject can help you plan lessons. If you have been building lesson plans all along to follow a curriculum, you will already know what you have previously presented to your students. This allows you to now continue with the flow. And the last is what make the students learn. Determine the best ways to get your student to learn. Younger students might do well with a lot of interactive teaching, while an older class might do better with a lecture and slideshow. After the first few classes, you will have a better idea of how to keep your students engaged. After considering the three aspects above, we can move to plan a lesson. Basically, there are only three main components of lesson plan. There are learning objectives, learning activities, and assessment. We can follow the three main components of lesson plan and adding several steps in making a lesson plan. And the last is implementation of lesson plan in speaking skills. Implementing the speaking skills in lesson plan can be done by various ways. Hamzia in his journal used story completion as a technique to improve students' speaking skills. 20 students polished their public speaking skills in a group setting. It was demonstrated that students' excitement for speaking activity was demonstrated by employing TEYL completion to overcome challenges. As a result, the story completion applied by the students might have an impact on the learning situation in the speaking activity. The researchers determined that the introduction of story completion for first semester students in English club was going well. The pupils were bolder, more confident, could grasp English speaking more easily, and could use grammatical rules and vocabulary items, particularly in English speaking. Okay, enjoying the video, and you can ask if you have difficulty understanding the material. And thank you very much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.